Yeah. Is it the same color? Yeah.
Great. Audio good?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check.
Hello and welcome into the Erie Tiger Network. Unfortunately, a quarter late for the start of our broadcast, and it's been an important quarter. Erie has surprisingly, shockingly jumped out to a 23-4 lead after the first quarter. Grayson Blaylock, our basketball analyst, joins me tonight. Grayson, have you ever seen the team play like this?
No, I haven't, Alex. It's senior night. They clearly came out with an energy that we haven't seen before. And I know Hallie Hoback hit a couple shots. Jade Phillips hit a couple shots. It seemed like they couldn't miss in that first quarter that unfortunately we weren't able to bring you. You did get a little bit of it on camera. So, but because of a couple pre-broadcast issues, and there's an entirely student-run broadcast tonight, so it took us a little bit longer than usual to get set up. And we are broadcasting from the Bird's Nest as we begin the second quarter. This is the most points Erie's scored in the first quarter, to my recollection, all year long. I don't think they've ever scored more than 12 or 13, and they're leading 23-4. And this is a Roosevelt team that is not bad. They've got a couple key players. Michaela Wood, Eichelberry is good, and so is Cork. They're 24, 43, and 11, I believe. And they can all play. And
there's Wood hitting a 3 for Roosevelt. Cuts it down to 16. Now it is senior night. The 5 seniors started the game off on a 17-0 run. Roosevelt had to call 2 timeouts. There's another 3 from Wood, no good. Rebounded by Crespin. Blocked away by Irby. Patterson runs it up court. She trucks over a Roosevelt Rough Rider, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. Now, Grayson, we know the implications. We know what a win like this would do for the RPI of the girls.
You know, it would really help a lot. They're actually ahead of Roosevelt on the RPI right now, even though Roosevelt beat them last time. Their RPI sits at 33 after the loss to Meade. Roosevelt's is around 40. That would put both of them in the playoffs under the current format as Autumn Purcell gets a steal. And
there's Kylie Harrell, no good.
And the girls have been playing pretty well as of this quarter and as of late. They've gotten all of their league wins within the last 2 weeks. And it has boosted them from on the playoff bubble to, if they win tonight, it would do wonders towards securing a playoff spot.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple broadcasts ago, but we talked about they needed, 4 conference wins to make the playoffs. You know, they had one of the toughest schedules in 4A.
You're right, they did, as a 3 is missed by Roosevelt. But even though they've only won 5 games, and I believe they're 5 and 13 or 14, as a charge is called on Irby, their opponent's winning percentage and then just the strength of their schedule has been so high that they have I believe as of before the Meade game, they had the lowest winning percentage in the playoff field, but were a solid 16 seeds into it.
Yeah, an offensive call just called on Sammy Irby, and number 11 for Roosevelt down. That's Kalia Cork. She's being looked at by the trainer.
And it looks like it's an upper body injury from what we can see up here. She took a pretty hard hit from Irby, who is pretty big for a freshman. And she is holding her neck. It looks like she just got the wind knocked out of her. Hopefully she will be all right.
She's up and moving around. She'll take a seat. .6:30 to go here in the first half. Erie up 23-7 on Roosevelt. An impressive start, as once Erie started scoring, it just seemed to go up and up and up. Roosevelt did not score until 2 minutes were left in the first half, or first quarter. Eichelberry controls it up top. Tried to push it inside. It was picked off by Hefner. Patterson swings it to Harrell, who throws one up, no foul call. Almost lost out of bounds, picked up by Eichelberry. Here's Alyssa Crespin. And now Roosevelt loses it. Erie pushing the pace. Patterson gives it to Harrell. Mid-range jump shot. Bounces around the rim. No good. Rebounded by Hefner. Kicked out to Irby. Now Purcell wants a three. That's also too strong. Now Harrell saves it. It's picked up by Irby. Now Patterson fires a three. That also a little strong. And it hits the conveyor belt. So it'll go back to Roosevelt.
Now Erie with a mass substitution. Everyone but Phillips came out of the game. Now Dwinell, Green, Hunter, and Hoback are in the game for the Tigers.
That pass tipped away by Hoback. Now Dwinell throws one up and is fouled. Elena Dwinell will go to the free throw line for two shots.
And that's something Erie's been doing a lot of as they've built up this lead, is getting a lot of steals. They've come out with an intensity that I haven't seen from them before all year on their senior night, and they're definitely playing like it. And it surely appears that Roosevelt wasn't ready.
Yeah, again, if you're just joining us, Erie jumped out to a 17-0 lead. Now leads 23-7. Roosevelt collects the rebound. They're trying to move it up court. Bad pass. Phillips collects it. Now Erie gets possession back. Green from the free throw line. Little too strong. Now Phillips with the rebound. Throws one up, and they're going to get her for a travel. Just kind of got caught up on number 50. That's Lucy Davis. Took an extra step.
Yeah, and then Kaylee Green was right in that area too. Obviously, when there's offensive rebounds, the paint gets really clogged, and it looks like she thought she had more room than she did there.
Three on the way from Crespin. No good. Rebound by Phillips. Now, I'll tell you what, at senior night, you normally see more intensity than normal on nights like tonight. It's refreshing to see this out of the Erie girls.
It is. This is the Erie girls team that's the 33rd and 4A RPI right now. This isn't the Erie girls team that's 5-13. And they've played very well on a couple of occasions. Centaurus was one of those. Centaurus is currently 12th or 13th in the RPI, and the Tigers beat them before Christmas break. So seeing them play like they did in that game, it feels good.
25-7, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Talk about the five seniors. We've seen them pretty much grow up. Seen all five of them play in previous years. Green from the free throw line again. That's her favorite spot. Especially last year, they'd run plays designed for McKaylee Green where she'd pop up to the free throw line, turn around, and shoot a jumper. As Dwinell tried to feed it into Green, it was picked off by Crespin. Now ball on the floor. This is going to be a jump ball. And for the 5 seniors tonight, Autumn Purcell, Katie Hunter, Jade Phillips, McKaylee Green, and Hallie Hoback. Here's Green. Now Dwinell takes a floater. That's no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt, and they're going to get a foul.
That's going to go on McKaylee Green, and it will be her first, I believe her first, foul of the game. It is her first. And Erie's pace has been so fast this game that Roosevelt has only committed 1 foul.
A bank shot goes in for Roosevelt, 25-9 with 3 minutes to play. Phillips had an open shot on the wing. Feeds it inside to Green. Dribbled off her foot. It'll go back to the Riders.
Yeah, it looks like Phillips didn't get a clean handle on the pass. And by that time, a defender was able to get over there. And the possession ended with Erie not being able to finish at the rim.
So 5 new Tigers enter the game, including Lauren Kia, who's seeing the court for the first time tonight. Crespin throws one up, misses badly. Rebounded by the Tigers. Patterson pushes the pace, takes a mid-range jump shot. Hooked it to the right, and it's lost off of Roosevelt. It'll stick with the Tigers.
And after their blazing start, Erie's come back down to earth a little bit. Since the 17-0 run, it's been an 8-9 run. So playing more like we saw, a little more like we saw the rest of the year. But this is not the team we saw go up to Johnstown and lose to Roosevelt.
Patterson fires another 3. That's no good. So Roosevelt moves the ball up court. 3 on the way from Keller. No good. Rebounded by Kia. Herbie takes a midi. No good. Rebounded by Davis, and they're going to call a jump ball. That'll go to Roosevelt, but the possession arrow will go back to Erie.
And that was a good jump by accident for Anna Hefner. She went up for the rebound. Looks like she kind of lost it, but she ended up coming down and getting the jump ball.
Kalia Cork misses the 3. Erie on the move. Patterson for 3 again. And she got it. 28-9.
And she's been feeling it from that left wing. I think that's her second or third 3 that she's made from there tonight.
There's another missed 3 from Roosevelt. I'll tell you what, the Riders are really settling for bad shots. Patterson floats up another one. Erie drops 30 in the first half. Another 3. Now, I'll tell you what. If I was the coach of Roosevelt, it's, Randy Longoria. If I was Coach Longoria here, I would call timeout and tell my team to stop taking so many 3s. They haven't been making shots because they've just been running up court, finding a 3, and missing.
Now, this Roosevelt team does traditionally shoot a lot of 3s, and they do normally make more. If I'm the coach, I tell them to get senior Michaela Wood involved. She hit 6 3s when Erie went up there, and Erie really had no answer for her. That was a big reason why they won the game, as Purcell pokes the ball out of bounds. But I think she's only gotten 1 or 2 shots tonight, and while they do take a lot of 3s, they do definitely need to get her more shots.
Another 3 missed by Roosevelt. Ripped away by the only player that hasn't seen court so far.
That's sophomore Alyssa Barnett.
Roosevelt also doesn't seem like they're playing with a lot of energy right now. You're on the road. Johnstown's about 30 to 45 minutes from Erie. So for the Tri-Valley League, it's a decently long bus trip. But still, you're favored in this game. You're down 21 on the road. How do you get more energy?
You know, if I'm Roosevelt, I'm just going to try to take I just want to get Wood a shot before halftime, then go into the locker room and just try to get focused. They clearly haven't played with a lot of focus as Crespin takes a three, misses, and that'll end the first half.
So after the first half here on the Erie Tiger Network, Erie opens up a 30-9 lead, one of the best offensive and defensive games we've seen from the Lady Tigers so far this season. We'll take a halftime break and come back at you with halftime stats on the Erie Tiger Network.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages. We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
There's a beast deep inside you. It will not die.
Ooh.
It will fight back.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right-hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Hi, my name is Caleb Humble, and you're watching the Erie Tiger Network.
Are we live? Or Mike's unmuted?
Welcome back in here on the Erie Tiger Network. Just about to bring you the second half of action. Erie up 30-9 on Roosevelt. About 2 minutes from the start of the second half. And Grayson, we were looking at some of the league stats so far. there are 13 players in 4A that are averaging 10 points a game for the girls. Roosevelt has 3 of them.
Roosevelt does have 3 of them. Michaela Wood, we were talking about her in the first half. She averages the most. I believe she's 7th in all of Tri-Valley. Cork also averages 10 plus per game. And there's one other player. And
I believe it's Crespin.
And it is Crespin. And then for Erie, Caitlin Patterson averages 12 points per game. She's Erie's leading scorer, even though this is only her 11th game because of injury. She's missed 6 or 7 games, but she's still averaging over 10 points a game.
We were looking at some of the team stats as well. Every team in the Tri-Valley has multiple has had more than one double-double by a player. Erie has not had one so far. Erie has not seen a player score 10 points and post 10 rebounds this season.
Well, a lot of that's because their scoring comes from their guards, and players like Anna Hefner and Sammy Irby and McKaylee Green are going to split those rebounds 3 ways. No other team really has 3 big rebounders, and Patterson doesn't get a lot of rebounds or assists. So you would look for Patterson or Green to get a double-double for Erie, and it's definitely possible tonight, given the way they've been scoring. Or Purcell as well would be a candidate.
Again, senior night here in Erie. And we have the 5 seniors on the court right now. Now, Grayson, if you're Coach Longoria of Roosevelt, what do you tell your team to get them re-energized and back in this game?
Well, one thing I'd say is to get some defense as Katie Hunter draws a hard foul, fouls Eichelberry hard. I would try to come up with an offense that's working against that 2-3 defense that Erie's been running. With them not hitting their usual amount of threes, they can't stay in the game with the defense that Erie's been running tonight. And we've said this before, but Roosevelt shoots threes more than any other team. And Erie tonight has been perfectly fine to let them shoot and miss. They've only made 2 threes, and they've scored 9 points. We believe that's the lowest point total Roosevelt has had in a half all year.
Green controls it in the corner. Purcell's pass picked off by Keller. Bounce pass nearly lost. Fake shot now inside the lane, no good from Cork. Phillips open for 3. No good. Ball tipped around, rebounded by Cork. Moves the ball on the end line, and she's finally fouled by Hallie Hoback.
Yeah, Hoback had a chance, was maybe looking for the backside steal there, but ran out a little too far in front of her. And as Roosevelt shoots a 3, that's Crespin, no good. They just ended up drawing the blocking foul there for Roosevelt.
3 on the way from Keller, and 1.
And that's what I need to see if I'm Roosevelt. That's a shot that they hit against Erie the first time with insane efficiency as Erie substitutes everyone. Now in the corner, the freshmen twin towers of Irby and Hefner, Lauren Kia, Caitlin Patterson, and Elena Dwinell.
Yeah, it's been interesting so far. Coach Pfeiffer's kind of changed things a little bit. She's kind of been running a platoon system between the older players and the younger players.
You're right, that's not something we've seen so far. And then when an older player has filled in with younger players, it's been Autumn Purcell running the point. But I think with the way the game started, those 5 seniors all don't usually start. And I think she kind of switched to the platoon for tonight just to get some of those seniors a little more playing time than usual, especially with Erie winning. But I would consider sticking with it. It's worked really well. And I don't really see a reason to change from it.
Dwinell hesitates, then fires a 3 and misses, rebounded by Cork. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting development. I don't think Coach Pfeiffer really, I don't know if she expected it to work as well. I think she was just trying to have all of her seniors on the court at the same time, but this is really going well as Roosevelt cashes in a 3. That was Araceli Gutierrez.
Now Roosevelt switched to 2-3 to keep Erie from getting inside. And when they have mixed it up as a foul is called on Gutierrez, they have had success, but I don't know that they've had this much success with that one senior unit all year long. A lot of it's been Patterson, or the most successful units that we've seen, except with the exception of that first half. It's been Patterson, Irby, or Hefner with 3 of those seniors, Purcell, Phillips, and either Green or Hoback. And then the other one and Hunter come off the bench and basically do what these underclassmen are doing tonight.
Dwinell called for a foul. That's her first of the night. Yeah, before that basket by Irby, Roosevelt was on a 7-0 run to start the half. Keller to Gutierrez. One more pass to Cork for 3. Too strong air ball. Rebounded by Lauren Kia. Dwinell drives baseline. Kicks it out to Patterson. With the left hand, now hands it off to Kia. Back to Dwinell. Looking for a pass, finds Patterson. Now Irby, everyone getting a touch for Erie. Patterson finally fires a 3 and cashes in. Caitlin Patterson has been definitively the best player for Erie in the past couple of games.
Definitely she has. She's made, I believe she has 11 points right now. She's made 3 threes, and she's been playing all the night. She might not be the best player tonight. Obviously, some of those seniors have had some career games. Hallie Hoback, I believe, has 10 points tonight, and I know McKaylee Green and Autumn Purcell both have a fair amount each. As Lauren Kia takes a shot, it's too strong. But obviously, that's what you like to see. She hurt her right knee. You can see she's wearing the brace, and it's good to see her playing like we saw her playing last year.
Three on the way. No good. It was missed by Crespin. Rebounded by the Tigers. 35-16. Erie leads by 19. Patterson with the left hand drives inside, flips one up, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul.
And I believe that's the second charge they've called on Patterson all game, as Coach Pfeiffer keeps rolling with the platoons. Now the seniors are back in, and if they hold this lead, you can definitely expect them to see the floor for most of the game. This is their last home game. They will travel to Windsor, Holy Family, Frederick, and I believe there's one more, but I'm not sure what it is right at this moment. And obviously, you saw the guys play at Windsor earlier this year on the Tiger Network, but Windsor's unique as McKaylee Green gets another bucket in the lane, in that one team travels and the other team doesn't. So when the guys go up to Windsor, all the guys play. When the girls go up to Windsor, all the girls play up at Windsor, and then the opposite team plays at the home venue. And because of how that worked out this year, the girls have their senior night early in February, the guys will have it on their last regular season game.
So Erie has opened up a 20-point lead here late in the third. And make it 19 as the free throw is good. And the platoon of seniors has re-entered the game for the Tigers. Phillips' pass is tipped out of bounds. She collects it. Now Hunter controls it. Hoback finds Phillips, feeds it inside for Green. Now Hoback fires a long jump shot. It's good. 39-17.
And she made several of those early in the first quarter. I'd like to know her exact stat. We will try to get that to you. But I don't know if she's missed one of those shots tonight.
A jump ball sticks with the Riders. This is honestly the best I have seen this girls' team this year.
I would agree with you on that. They're playing extremely well. The platoon, as they're going to call a blocking foul on Eichelberry. This platoon system, which was, at least to our understanding, was implemented for senior night, has turned out to work wonders for Erie, and they are leading a team that's ahead of them in the standings in Tri-Valley by 22 points in the third quarter.
Green hesitates multiple times, finally fires and can't get it to fall. It's rebounded by Gutierrez. Gutierrez double dribbles. Couldn't find a pass. Less than 2 minutes here. Alex Ailey, Grayson Blaylock. We have Grayson Wolf, our producer tonight, Sid O'Brien, doing the camera work. And there's two more from McKaylee Green.
And it's really awesome to see these seniors doing as well as they are, especially on their senior night. Obviously, it's when you want to see them have their best games, and you can't say that all of them haven't contributed. Crespin just hit a layup for Roosevelt. Still a 22-point game, 41-19 to score.
They feed it to Green again, a little too strong. Someone got a hand on it. And now rolling on the floor is Keller, and they're going to call a jump ball. It'll go back to Erie.
And this game feels like it's gone by faster than any other of the girls' games that we've seen as McKaylee Green gets another layup. That's 6 points for her in just these last few minutes. But the tempo that they've been playing at means that the guys' game might start actually a little bit early, which we haven't seen this year. If anything, the girls' games have been slower.
Here's Purcell, no good, rebounded by Phillips. There's two more for the Tigers. It's 45-19.
And the girls' games have been slower games this year as opposed to the guys' games, but this one is so fast-paced with their scoring. And they're going to call a jump ball. Or excuse me, they're going to call a foul on Purcell. Couldn't really see what happened there. We're sitting up in the bird's nest, and the girls' team banner kind of in our way of seeing that spot right there. And Purcell will take a seat with 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And so will Hoback.
You're not sure what happened. Hoback saying on the bench she didn't make contact with Cork, who's at the line. And there's McKaylee Green with a rebound. I guess ball don't lie in that situation. Patterson putting on the move. She's going to take it coast to coast. She flips it up and in. Caitlin Patterson.
And that was a move we don't typically see in girls basketball. Caitlin Patterson's the best player on this Erie team. And while there's been other stars tonight, as a foul's going to get called on McKaylee Green here, next year's going to be fun watching her in her senior year. Just with a whole another offseason, she'll be the complete focal point of this Erie offense with all the other major scoring pieces that she's played with throughout her career are all graduating, and she's going to be in the middle of it if she wasn't already. So that will be exciting to watch next year. We're getting a couple of impact freshmen, and the JV team lost by, I believe, 2 points tonight to a good Roosevelt JV team. Number 25, I believe that's Gutierrez. She was playing in the JV game as well, so just a little sign of what they were playing against. As Erie has scored 47 points in 3 quarters. And Alex, I'd be surprised if this is the most they have not scored in 3 quarters all year.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. We looked at the stats at halftime. A lot of 30-point second halves. This has definitely been a second-half team all season. But we saw the offensive burst in the first, and now they're kind of holding strong here in the second half. They've scored 17 points this quarter. And you were talking about how Caitlin Patterson's returning. All across the board in Erie sports, some of the most exciting players are returning. You look at almost every sport, and you have a non-senior that's coming back to play another year. Noah Roper has another year in him. Caitlin Patterson, as we talked about. You look at softball, they're going to get Maddie Leach back, and she's going to pitch for them. Kat Sackett has multiple years left.
And then for guys basketball, which if you stay with us for the guys game, schedule will start at 7, you'll see Ethan Tyson, who's absolutely going to be the top returning player, as well as a couple freshmen there, like Kevin Loy, the younger brother of senior standout Luke Loy. But the guys' team's going to go through more upheaval than the girls' team. They have 8 seniors. The girls have 5, so it will be interesting to see how both programs revamp over the offseason, and we'll talk about that more as the season begins to wind down. Both teams look like they're going to make the playoffs. And so as we draw closer to the season, we'll definitely get into how they're going to rebuild some more. But for right now, the girls are looking like a team that could actually contend in the playoffs. If they win, and there's no reason to think that they won't, they will get one step closer to guaranteeing themselves a playoff spot. And now you might be asking, well, they're 8 or 9 games under 500. How are they looking like a lock to make the playoffs? And it's because of that strength of schedule that we talked about earlier. It's so high, given that they've played multiple 5A teams, a tough non-conference schedule besides that, and Tri-Valley is also the best girls basketball league, and that's why all of their teams would make the playoffs if the season ended today.
So we start the fourth quarter, 47-20. Erie on top by 27. This one looks to be a great senior night. They're going to call an offensive foul there on Barnett.
And I think there, that's maybe just giving a little benefit of the doubt to Roosevelt's. Obviously, they're down 27 right now. And this game's gotten out of hand for them as Kylie Harrell gets a steal.
A steal by Harrell, and the finish, 49-20.
Now, you might be able to hear, but a guy that does a lot of the play for us, the Tiger Network and Tiger Times teacher, Brandon Bird, is emceeing the games. And he is doing an excellent job. So shout out to Mr. Bird.
Cork fires a 3, misses to the left, rebounded by number 20. That's Archuleta. Archuleta flips it back up to Cork. Drives with the right hand. Euro steps her way into the paint, flips one up. I don't know how that one went.
Well, neither do I, but that's why Cork is one of Roosevelt, excuse me. I don't know what I'm thinking about, but that's why she's one of their leading scorers. I believe she's averaging about the same as Patterson misses a three off the front iron, and Kia gets the offensive rebound and finishes. I don't know if Cork is a junior or senior. You could tell me that, as they miss a layup, and then they're going to call a foul, and Lauren Kia just hacked the Roosevelt player across the wrist there as she was going up for a shot. And that is Lucy Davis that was fouled and will shoot free throws.
51-22, that senior platoon re-enters the game. Again, that's really a system that I'd like to see Coach Pfeiffer use in the remainder of the regular season and throughout the playoffs.
It really is. Obviously, you didn't see them use it against Windsor and Holy Family the first time. And I don't believe that we're going to broadcast their game against Windsor unless we can get a double broadcast. They're going up to Windsor, and the guys are staying here. So unless we can get a team of people to go up there, we won't be able to get to see that game. It looked like the first game was fairly close for a team that's played as well as Windsor has, but I'd really love to watch this team run their platoon against Holy Family. That was a game that got out of hand for them quickly. If they take it on the road and can come close, that would be a sign that the Tigers can compete with any team in the state. Holy Family is second right now, just to give you a little bit of perspective on that in the RPI.
Yeah, Holy Family 9-0 in Tri-Valley play. They have not lost. And if Erie, who's towards the bottom of the league, could knock them off, that would be the best win of any team this season throughout 4A, hands down.
You're right, and it would also be a signature win for Coach Pfeiffer in her first year, and that'd be really that's something you'd really like to see her get, is one of those big wins. As a first-year coach, obviously Coach Moline has just a little passing problem there. Just under-led Purcell a little too much, but obviously Coach Moline just got a signature win for him on Tuesday, beat Meade, one of the rivals for the first time since he's been here.
I remember a couple years ago, one of the first basketball games I did was the boys' senior night against Frederick. That was the boys' team that went 2-21, and obviously they weren't in playoff contention like the girls, but they got a win against Frederick at home, and that was the first year of Coach Moline's tenure. That was easily his best win of the two he won that year.
You're right, it was, and now we're talking about history with the girls playing excellent, up by 29. Trying to do a little bit of mental math here. But obviously, when you're talking about old guys players, Cameron McCurry tore his ACL, and so he didn't play. And that was one of the causes of their 2-21 year. Also, Coach Moline just coming up from C team as Hoback misses a very long two, I believe. But they had some injuries that they had to deal with throughout that year. Then, obviously, last year, made the playoffs, had a decent run through Tri-Valley. Pretty sure they swept Frederick, which is always something you want to see from an Erie team.
Another long two from Hoback. Yeah, Cameron McCurry, interesting story. He did tear his ACL that year. He came back, finished out high school, and now he actually gets sizable minutes playing at Western. So an incredible comeback from Cameron McCurry.
You're right. He's probably one of the more notable Erie alums that we have in basketball. In other sports, we've got Kyle Leahy in baseball.
He also played basketball. One of two players to score 1,000 points at Erie.
He was. That was before my time. So
I believe I was a freshman when Kyle was a senior, so.
Kyle now, I believe he's a senior now. at Colorado Mesa pitching for their baseball team.
Yeah, very impressive at Colorado Mesa. One of the best players on that team.
And he just won an award related to the Colorado Hall of Fame. Colorado, I believe, is the Colorado High School Hall of Fame. He was just elected into that. So congratulations to him. I don't believe we've congratulated him on the broadcast.
There's two more from McKaylee Green. She's had a really good night. This is vintage McKaylee Green. This is last year's McKaylee Green we've seen tonight.
You're right, it really is. And she's had the same move really several of the times she scored, especially in the second half. Just that little spin move in the post as they're going to give Roosevelt the ball. I'd say it's a little bit of a mercy call. Erie's up 32. Obviously, they're playing amazing. And now the seniors are beginning to get curtain calls. They're going to start with Hoback. 3.5 minutes left. So good moments for all of these 5 seniors for Erie.
Yeah, obviously this is a big win for this team. You know, you start preparing for the playoffs. You're well below 500. You're not going to finish above 500, but you're still going to go and compete. And this Erie team has looked really impressive the last few games.
You're right, they really have. Obviously, they played really well against Meade on Tuesday. They played well against Skyline, and they played fairly well against Windsor for a team that's as good as Windsor is. Just watching some game film and tape off of that. Looking at the stat sheet mostly. Seeing some highlights. Windsor's a very good team as well. Second best team in Tri-Valley to Holy Family. And they're, I believe, 6th or 7th in the RPI. So another excellent team that Erie's played a lot this year, or will have played twice by the end of the year.
There's a 2 on the way from Hunter. That's no good, rebounded by Hefner. Back to Hunter. Now Irby inside. Drives in and is stuffed. They're going to call a foul. And that'll be 2 for Irby.
And McKaylee Green just got her curtain call. I believe they said, Mr. Bird said, I believe they said she had 19 points. I may have misheard it with the headphones on, but that is what it sounded like. So a great game for McKaylee Green in her final game at Erie.
I'd like to see how many rebounds she had as well, because, again, you talk about Erie, the only team in the Tri-Valley to have no player record a double-double this year.
All right, she'd definitely be a candidate for that if Erie was to have one. I believe she had a double-double or 2 last year. But Erie also had a different sort of offense as Roosevelt misses a shot and Purcell brings it up the court.
Yeah, last year's team, multiple bigs to aid McKaylee Green. Amanda Farino, the premier post player to help out McKaylee Green. This year more guard-oriented, as you said before. And I cannot say I expected this coming into the game. A 17-0 run to start the game. 30-point first half and now a 27-point second half. We have not seen numbers like this from this team the entire year.
And I honestly think it's been that platoon system. I know we've talked about that some as Hunter gets a rebound and Phillips misses a shot in transition. But that's something you really love to see. And there's the curtain call for Jade Phillips. The only seniors left on the floor, Katie Hunter and Autumn Purcell. And I believe that will be the curtain call for Hunter if I had to guess.
Kylie Harrell set to check in. There's 2 from Alyssa Crespin. This Roosevelt team, after it started off as a 6-0 run in the first couple of minutes, and since then Roosevelt really has had no wind in the sails. They allowed 11 more points following that. Again, 17-0 run. It was 23-4 after the first quarter.
Now Erie just kind of draining the clock. You'd like to see one of the seniors take this shot here.
There's Purcell for 3, and she cashes it in. 60-27. And now Dwinell comes in. Next break, it looks like we're going to see Hunter and Purcell get their curtain call.
And they might not unless there's a foul because there's only 5 seconds left. And there it is.
Exiting the game is senior number 3, Autumn Purcell, and senior number 4, Kennedy Hunter.
And that is that 3. With 20 seconds left in the game, it's Purcell's last shot at home as an Erie Tiger.
So Patterson dribbles out the clock. A really impressive showing tonight from the Erie girls basketball team. They blow out Roosevelt 60-27, the final score here from Erie. For Grayson Blaylock, Grayson Wolf, and Sid O'Brien, I'm Alex Ailey signing off for the Erie Tiger Network.